All right. Hello. Glad to be with you guys. Let's see what I'm hearing here. All right, welcome. This is the BFTAA and More Show. I am your host, Louis George Walker, and I'm trying to make sure we get this together. There we go. All right. Yeah, I don't know. I've still got a little bit of an echo, I think. I don't know if that's getting out to you guys. But glad that you're able to join us this evening. Let me see what I pick up on my phone. Just so I see how the sound is going out right now. Got a different setup here. Broadcasting from a remote location and trying to see if we can get it quite right. We are coming to you live, but we're not from a remote location and trying to see if we can get it quite right. All right. We are coming to you live, but doesn't sound bad. Okay, so let's start this again. Welcome to the BFTAA and More Show. I am your host, Louis George Walker, and I'm here with you for the next 40 minutes or so with the BFTAA and More Show. This is a product of the W.E.B. Du Bois Learning Center and the Black Family Technology Awareness Association. The two groups came together to form an organization or to form the radio station BFTAA. That's right, KUAW, is the radio station. I'm going to get this together as I'm bouncing around here. You can tell when we're trying to do 3 or 4 things at the same time. All right. Let's see how that looks and sounds. You may be getting me now a little bit better. I'm actually doing a Zoom from my house, and wanted to see how that would come through to everybody. So let me see if I can pick it up. Maybe. I thought I had it on my screen a second ago. All right. Where did we go? I think we're still broadcasting, but we're just not seeing it. Let's see. KUAW radio. Bingo. There we are. Okay. Testing 1, 2, 3. There we are. Okay. Testing 1, 2, 3. There. Yes. Okay, I'm gonna get started. This is the BFTAA and More Show, and we are glad that we're able to join with you and bring you this broadcast. We're getting ready for the holidays, so as the holidays are coming up on us, we want to make sure that you got everything together. I was out today. That's one reason I was late getting back here and rushing trying to get things started. Was out getting a Christmas tree. So we were late getting our Christmas tree up, but it is up now. So we're ready for all the decorations and getting ready with the Christmas cheer. I know some don't celebrate it. We do celebrate it here at this house. But we always have to remember what this season is actually about. And it's not about the gifts, but it's about the birth of Christ, the Savior. So we want to always give honor unto God, and we're celebrating at this time. We'll be buying gifts and all of that, but we want to remember what the main reason of Christmas is. So I hope that you're out celebrating, or that you're getting ready for a celebration with friends, with loved ones, with people at your church or at your job. But this is a good time of year. And then we're also preparing for Kwanzaa, which we'll be doing a Kwanzaa celebration this year also. So there's a lot of celebrations going on. I know in the Jewish faith, they're going to be celebrating Hanukkah. I don't know what other celebrations are going on, but the winter months are a time when cultures all around the world seem to get together within, communities or nationwide or whatever, and do different celebrations. So this is that season. And with that in mind, I'm going to show you a couple of gifts. I know we were talking about technology gifts. I got a couple of gifts I'm going to show to you in a little bit. But right now, we usually, as the Black Family Technology Awareness Association brings you this, BFTAA and More is about talking about what's going on in the community, also what's happening in technology with people. We'd like to get our young people engaged in the STEM fields, which is science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. And to that end, we usually like to bring in what's going on at NASA. So we're going to show you a couple of different things about NASA. One is the space to ground, where they're going to actually tell you what's been going on at the space station this week, because they'll have to get ready for celebration hundreds or definitely thousands and thousands of miles above Earth. But we'll check in with that, and then we're going to take a look at the future of mobility. And these are a couple of clips from NASA that I want you to check out, and bring your kids in to see it, because it's always good to get them involved in science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, the STEM fields, because we need more minds studying, more minds working on the problems that are facing us right now. So, as talking to you from the Black Family Technology Awareness Association, we're going to go right into what's going on at NASA with their space to ground. Here we go.
Welcome to Space to Ground. I'm Chelsea Bayarte. This week on the International Space Station, power was the name of the game. NASA astronauts Josh Cassada and Frank Rubio completed a spacewalk to deploy one solar array and disconnect part of another. Meanwhile, Japanese astronaut Koichi Wakata showed the power of international teamwork by deploying Uganda and Zimbabwe's first ever satellites. Cassada and Rubio completed their second spacewalk last week, this time spending a total of 7 hours, 5 minutes outside the space station. They worked together to install and unravel a solar array that rolls out like a rug. They also created a workaround on a damaged portion of one of the space station's original solar arrays, with the goal of restoring it to 75% of the array's functionality. The duo will be added again December 19th to install another rollout solar array. Welcome to Space to Ground. I'm Chelsea Bayarte. This week on the International Space Station, power was the name of the game. NASA astronauts Josh Cassada and Frank Rubio completed a spacewalk to deploy one solar array and disconnect part of another. Meanwhile, Japanese astronaut Koichi Wakata showed the power of international teamwork by deploying Uganda and Zimbabwe's first ever satellites. Cassada and Rubio completed their second spacewalk last week, this time spending a total of 7 hours, 5 minutes outside the space station. They worked together to install and unravel a solar array that rolls out like a rug. They also created a workaround on a damaged portion of one of the space station's original solar arrays, with the goal of restoring it to 75% of the array's functionality. The duo will be added again December 19th to install another rollout solar array. Astronaut Koichi Wakata deployed CubeSats from all over the world. This includes Pearl, AfricaSat-1 from Uganda, ZimSat-1 from Zimbabwe, and the Taka satellite from Koichi's home country of Japan. These satellites launched aboard a Northrop Grumman Cygnus spacecraft, and now that they're deployed, they'll fly together as a constellation to take observations of the Earth. The data could help researchers understand the quality of agricultural growth on the ground. Speaking of cargo spacecraft, the astronauts spent much of last week unpacking goodies from the newly arrived SpaceX Cargo Dragon spacecraft. They activated some time-critical experiments, unloaded scientific investigations to work on later, and even unpacked some ice cream. While plenty of the research conducted on the space station is to benefit life on Earth, many studies help us understand the human body in space, so NASA can plan long-duration missions to the moon through the Artemis program. In fact, the rollout design of the solar arrays deployed during last week's spacewalk will be used on the Gateway Lunar Outpost. NASA's Artemis 1 mission returns from the moon Sunday, December 11th, and you can watch live coverage of the historic splashdown starting at 11 a.m. Eastern. Until then, check out the latest episode of Artemis All Access to see what the Orion spacecraft's return to Earth has been like so far. That's Space to Ground for this week. Thanks for watching. And by the way, you can get a daily on-orbit status report by visiting our space station blog at blogs.nasa.gov. We'll see you next week.
That was Space to Ground, coming from NASA. So we're bringing you that, and we're just glad to be able to bring those things to you because it's a lot. And right now, this week at NASA is on break until the new year. They're not putting out anything new right now, but Space to Ground is. But there was another piece talking about mobility and what's going on. So the future of technology and what's happening is very important, and we need to stay abreast of. So I'm going to show you another clip right now from NASA to talk about technology and moving around here on Earth. So let's stay tuned. Here you go.
To say that technology is rapidly changing how we live our lives is an understatement, to say the least. Think about a little more than 100 years ago, a horse pulling a carriage was still state-of-the-art in travel for many people around the world. But in just a few short decades, motorized vehicles became the norm, edging out the different modes of travel that people had been used to over their lives. In the intervening decades, the pace of technology changing the status quo has not slowed down. In fact, it has increased exponentially in virtually every field imaginable, including aviation. And air travel is safer and more reliable than ever, thanks to the pioneering work performed by NASA and many others in the aviation community. But there is a new change coming, just over the horizon, that will revolutionize and reinvent our understanding of aviation in our world once again. That change is in urban air mobility, or UAM. This concept could see on-demand air taxis flying around large metropolitan cities in coming years, which will change city landscapes and the thought of how we travel forever. By the middle of this century, 70% of the world's population will live in urban areas, and mobility within these cities will require different solutions than we have today, which is why urban air mobility seems so promising. UAM technology is already here and being perfected by industry partners and government agencies like NASA and the FAA. But it is poised to break out and be a mainstay in our lives, potentially as early as the mid-2020s. With this quick turnaround time, NASA and its partners are already looking into how to safely transition urban air mobility into our daily lives. Just as the jet engine revolutionized aviation in the last century, UAM promises another revolution in this century. This new capability and this new way of travel will be a complete paradigm shift and could entirely transform the urban landscape and change our travel lifestyle. NASA's vision is to revolutionize mobility around metropolitan areas by enabling safe, efficient, convenient, affordable, and accessible air transportation systems for passengers and cargo. For the layperson, that basically means that NASA is working on the concept for flying cars and delivery vehicles right now, in the hope to make them an everyday part of our lives in the future.
So there's many research challenges which NASA is looking to help with, some of which we've already begun research in, some we plan to start research in the near future, and partner with industry and with the FAA on that to be able to make a system ultimately all come together and to work out in a way that's safe, efficient, and that can revolutionize the way that we travel.
So for most of us, airplanes, we use large commercial transports. Typically something people don't use unless they're traveling long distances. If you actually look at travel statistics, most people don't consider flying commercially until they're going beyond 500 miles. Obviously, that's a small percentage of the trips we take. Cars are really good out to about 50 miles or so, even less than that if you're talking about going through an urban area where the speed of traffic might take you down. In some places like LA, for example, the average speed gets down to 10 miles an hour. So, we're really looking at urban air mobility as providing medium-range transportation as short as 10 miles in very congested areas, out to, if we're talking urban air mobility, 60 miles might be a long distance trip, but other applications of small electric aircraft could go out to that 500-mile range. And these would be something that you could schedule, on demand, similar to an Uber car or same day kind of thing. So making how we use air transportation much closer to how we use cars today.
But this new market won't emerge overnight. UAM will start with a mix of onboard and remotely piloted vehicles and progress toward autonomous operations.
Definitely has to be affordable, and if you look at the convergence of technologies that's occurring, electrification, autonomy, it's making it so realistically the cost per mile of the trip can be much more car-like.
Car-like adoption is intriguing, but making this all work is one of the most complex tasks ever taken on by an engineering team. The complexity of this integration is daunting, so NASA has broken down the challenges into 5 pillars where technical progress needs to be made. The first area is the basic design of the aircraft. Although NASA won't be building an aircraft that you fly on, they will provide technical leadership in areas that require the UAM community to work together. The second challenge is in the area of piloting. Aircraft today all have expert pilots on board. With UAM, eventually, many of the aircraft will be self-flying, or there will be a pilot on the ground flying the aircraft remotely. They will have skilled and trained pilots, but with more automation, the duties might be different than the duties of pilots today. The third challenge area will be in designing an overall airspace architecture that accommodates all of these new aircraft while also integrating in the traditional aircraft that we use today. The fourth challenge will be the real-time operation of that airspace to manage this increased level of traffic. That means using automation and technology in addition to trained air traffic controllers to manage these systems. The final challenge is in the area of community integration. That means integrating into our cities safely and with the smallest amount of noise, both auditory and visual noise.
I think now we're on the cusp of it. I think we've got the great designs, and I think it's different than it has been in the past since we have been talking about flying cars for decades. A lot of the technologies are now ready, the data processing, the materials, the manufacturing, the design tools, and the electronics and automation have definitely come a long way, that it is now the time to really push forward and make urban air mobility a reality.
So we're here now at the dawn of a new age of travel, ready to take the next steps. It may seem like science fiction right now, but perhaps in only a few years, this type of travel will be as commonplace as getting in your car is to you today. With the help of many thousands of engineers and planners at NASA and abroad, this science fiction may soon be science fact.
All right. So that's some of the stuff that they're showing that's coming up in the future for us. And you really need to pay attention to that. I mean, we sometimes dismiss things as way out in the future, but your kids are now playing with drones, and adults are using drones also, and they're out there in the world. That is a new field that is opening up that is going to be beneficial to a lot of people and to this economy. And we need to be involved in it. Your kids need to be involved in some of that. They're talking, as you saw, that a lot of flying that is going to be done automated. A lot of the pilots will stay on the ground and just fly it away. Well, that's talking about drones. Drones are remote-controlled vehicles, regardless of the size of them, with no pilot in there. So it's a robot. That's what we do at Black Family Technology Awareness Association, is work on robots and help our kids get involved in robotics. And that's something that we're going to expand in the next semester. Coming next year in January, our Lego robotics team is going to transition into a drone team. So we're bringing drones, flying drone project into our program. So we've been doing robots on the ground, and we've been doing that for quite a few years now. But we're getting ready to expand into a drone program for young people. So stay tuned. We'll be showing you some pictures of it. We'll want to bring that to you. We're going to do the pilot program in January. So we're limiting the number of kids. We only have so many instructors. I only have a couple of instructors to work with them. But we're going to see how this goes so that we can scale it up and have a drone program that will be available to a wider group of kids as school starts next year. But in January, late January, we'll be starting our drone program. And if you stay tuned to this station, KUAW Radio and the BFTAA and More Show, I'll be videoing and showing you some of the work that the young people will be doing on drones. And this is for kids that are going to be from 9 to 12 years old. They don't have to be high schoolers and that. We need to start our kids young, working in technology, and that's one of the things that we'll be doing. So stay tuned to KUAW and to the Black Family Technology Awareness Association. If you don't follow us now, be sure to like and share, follow this page, whether you're watching us on YouTube or watching us on Facebook, or friend us also on Twitter, so that as we post things, you will see it. Like and share KUAW Radio. We're coming back with a lot of new stuff in the new year, and you don't want to miss it. You don't want to miss this stuff that we're going to be doing, because the drones are real exciting. I also would like to have had a vision for a long time of getting our kids involved in rocketry, because as you see, as I watch the NASA thing, they're going up to the moon right now, and they're going to circle the moon. They're going to land on the moon. There's going to be a lot of travel back and forth to the moon and then even further into space. And with the drones, there's going to be more air traffic here on Earth. As they say, we've been talking about flying cars for a long time. But now it's getting closer to being able to happen. The costs are down. The technology has gotten so much better. Instead of gas engines that were heavy and would take a bigger motor to run, there's the batteries and electronics are making planes, and just like the drones and stuff that are flying, that are a lot lighter. So it's going to be a different world, and it's coming along real fast. It's moving real fast, but that's a good thing, because we want to go ahead and do more so that we can help solve some of the situations that are going on here. That's going to be a great thing, so be sure and check us out. Also, I want to show you we've got kids that this Saturday, December the 17th, there's a couple of things going on. We're going to be involved in the National Association of Black Veterans. They're going to be giving away toys down at Gregg Center. That's at 16th and Paseo, 16th, 17th and Paseo, right there in the Jazz District. The Gregg Center, they're actually going to have a toy giveaway by the National Association of Black Veterans, and BFTAA will be doing a robotics demonstration. We'll have a demo robot working down there that the kids can actually play with. They can run themselves and see what we're doing in robotics, and they may want to get involved with our robotics program. We're not opening up the drone program yet for new kids. We're going to use some of the same kids we're working with, but we are wanting to get the interest in the community and let you know when, and you can sign up so that we have your name on our email list, and we can get in touch with you as we start opening more enrollment slots up. So that's going to be going on at the Gregg Center. Also at North Kansas City High School, our brand new Lego League, which is a team, is going to be competing. They are the Cool and Powerful Robotics Club. And our Cool and Powerful Robotics Club is going to be competing in a tournament at the North Kansas City High School. And that's going to be this Saturday. The doors open to the public at noon. They'll be there earlier in the morning, like 8 or 9 for the youngsters. But the actual competition that the public can watch will start at noon. And we'd like for you to come out and support our young people. Come out and watch them. This is their first year. It's a brand new team, new coach. So we're looking to set the bar for what all the teams will have to do from here. So we're going to set the bar, and this will be our new team, our new Lego team that's starting off. And I hope that you'd be with them, that you'd come down and watch and be involved in it, or support them anyway. You can't get involved unless you volunteer. Now, they do need volunteer help. You can contact the KC STEM Alliance or the First Robotics Lego League if you'd like to volunteer, or if you know somebody that would like to volunteer and help out with the First Lego League robotics tournament that's going to be going on. You can go online and find out how you can volunteer now, because volunteers at these things are always needed. And we need more people from the community to be volunteers, to work with this, to support the kids. We've got to show our young people that we're behind them as they are learning something that is not super easy. Programming these robots, building these robots, designing these robots. It's not an easy task, and they need to have the support, not just of their mother and fathers, but of the community to come out and watch them, to cheer them on, to make them feel proud of the work that they are doing. So that's something that we want to make sure happens, and that's going to be this Saturday. I've got a few pictures of our new robotics team. They don't have their t-shirts yet. They're supposed to come in Friday, but let me show you a few pictures here. I know you ought to tune in to see a slideshow, but you know people like to show those. But that's our robotics team and our two coaches, Valencia Griswold and Mildred Walker. And you see them with those kids. That is the robotics team. There they are right there. That is our robotics team, the First Lego League, the Cool and Powerful Robotics Club. So that's them. They're a great group of kids. We've been working with them since September, and we want to keep working with them because we work with kids not just for a semester, not just for a year, but we've had kids that started with us in the 6th and 7th grade that are now in college. We worked with them all the way through middle school into high school. These kids are in grade school, and we're wanting to work with them all the way till they get ready to go to college, and hopefully to even work with them after they're in college. But this is the Cool and Powerful Robotics Club that we have, and this is their first year together. We want to build on this team so that they can go further and do more. But just want you to support these young people. We're so proud of them and happy to see them come together. They're learning to work together, and it ain't always easy. But it's been a fun trip this year. Very good. All right. So that's a couple of things going on. Be sure to support our youth. Get involved in the STEM activities. And as Christmas time is coming, let's talk about what we're going to do for Christmas gifts. We got a couple of gifts here that we want to show you. The first one here. Now, you know, I was talking the other week. I had some prices, and I was showing you about the Fitbits. I've been going to the gym. I just started at the gym doing some walking, trying to get my cardio right. Not trying to get to be no muscle-bound person, which that probably ain't going to happen. It's kind of late for that. But just trying to get into better shape, because trying to keep up with these young people is really something that you've got to be in shape for. When I go in there on Saturdays and Friday evenings, it's up and down the steps, and it's answering questions and moving. So got to stay in shape, and that's what I've started doing. So I thought, well, maybe I'd like to have me a Fitbit so I can really keep track of my heart rate and get my vitals and get, you know, my miles that I walk and all of that. I walk on the treadmill. That's the main thing I go there for. So I've been doing that since October. I started in October, so I've got almost 2 months under my belt now. And getting up to walking about 4 miles on that treadmill, just about able to do a full speed walk for 4 miles. So that's been a big step for me because I started off, I was like a little bit over a mile, and I was huffing and puffing and sweating and everything else. So it's been coming along, and I'm going to keep at it. But as I was looking at those Fitbits and the Apple Watch and all that they do, they're nice. Well, as you look at gifts and things like that, I found something else. This is the Aura ring. This is it right here. So you see this picture right there? Yeah. Okay, it's there, you know. This is the Aura ring. So instead of a watch, this is actually a ring to go on your finger that is a fitness ring. Now I thought, now that is really using the technology very well, to have a ring that is able to give you your vital signs and that the like. Let me see what all it will do for you. I've got a list. This bit comes from Esquire magazine. They were showing it, but I thought this was nice. Yeah, it says one of the smartest health wearables. So it's not a watch, but it's what they call now health wearables. So you can wear it. And that's saying something. To be released in recent years, this is one of the hottest and smartest health wearables. This ring will actually track your heart rate, your sleep cycles, and activity. And then it provides insight and guidance based on what it tracks. Considering how discreet it is, this is quite a feat of engineering. So this Aura ring is taking vitals, your heart rate, and other things as you wear it, and it's just a ring on your finger. So it's not a big watch. You can still wear your dress watches or whatever and still track your health. Know what your heart rate is. That's one thing I've been looking at as I do this walking, and I'm not a young man. I got to make sure my heart stays right. So think about that as a gift. It is the Aura ring. Think you can find it definitely on Amazon and some of the other tech sites. Esquire actually was showing it. The price of the Aura ring is around $299. So our Aura ring is not too bad at $299. The smart watches, there's some lower than that, but there's some a lot higher. They got some of the wearable watches that are they got GPS in them and everything. You can spend $700-800 on. So this is a midpoint or maybe a lower than midpoint ring that you can get for $299. So I thought that was a very different type of gift if you know somebody that's working out and would like to have that. Another item that as we're all watching a lot more videos, we're watching TikToks, we're doing all that, and we're sharing the phones. Well, check this out. Right there. That is a new item. Let's see if I can get it a little bigger. Yeah. Right here. Okay, this is a projector. A handheld or a tabletop projector, and it's Wi-Fi connected. It's by Nebula. So you can get a new Wi-Fi, so now you can connect your phone to it, or you can connect it straight to the internet, and you can project it on the wall or in your car or wherever you are on the screen and watch videos. It's totally battery operated, and it has a long charge time at that. Let me get the details up on it. And this is called it's from a company, Nebula. It's new. It's the Capsule 3 Laser 1080p Smart Wi-Fi Mini Projector. So this is a portable projector with Dolby Digital laser projector, autofocus. It can give you a 120-inch picture and a built-in battery with 2.5 hours of playtime. So this thing will run for 2.5 hours, so you can pretty much watch the whole movie. I think you could get Black Panther in that. So you can project that up onto a screen at 120 inches. So that's bigger than your 50 and 75-inch screens at home. This can get up to 120 inches, and it has an autofocus on it. I think it's not a bad item. This company makes a lot of different projectors. This isn't their cheapest one, but it's one that looked to be pretty nice from what I was thinking. A laser engine powers the high brightness. It is so you can stop squinting, just lean back and enjoy your favorite content with a laser light source, displaying 300 lumens of brightness at 1080p. So you do need to have it in a darker space. That's not a lot of lumens. It fits in your hand wherever you need to go. The Capsule 3 laser is easy to pack up or just hold. Weighing only 2 pounds, portable projector is 90% smaller than others with similar brightness. And you can play videos for 2.5 hours. Yeah, you can finish a long movie because it has a good battery pack in it. And you can switch up your entertainment, whether you're in a cinephile or a gamer or Android TV. You can give you a lot of options for fun on this. So this is a great little thing. It says, let your ears perk up with the clash of swords on intimate whisper with a powerful 8-watt Dolby digital speaker featuring realistic high-fidelity sound on the portable projector. So this is a pretty neat little item, and its price is at $799. So it's one of those good gifts, and if you know somebody that likes movies and likes gadgets and likes to, maybe if they're out camping, they still want to watch a video or something like that, this is one for them. It's the Capsule 3 laser from Nebula. So check that out. So a lot of Wi-Fi projectors are out there. You can find them at different price points. You can find them as low as maybe $150, $200, and this is one that's at $800, one of your better ones. So that's something to think about for that person that has everything, is to get them a portable projector so that they can put that Wi-Fi right from your phone up to a big screen. And you can take it with you. You can change the party, do a lot of different things. So those are a couple of the gifts that I saw. Next Monday will be just before Christmas, so we'll probably bring you a couple more items, but just remember these items that we've got for you today, and check them out. Let me know if you do get it for somebody. That first one, this one is the projector, the Nebula projector, and then I had the Aura Ring. So there, we got them both there. So both of those will make good gifts. This ring is a health ring. It'll keep track of your heart rate, your sleeping patterns, and other things. It's at $299. And then this Nebula projector is available. That's a Wi-Fi video projector, so it can get things right off the web and project them up onto a screen for you. And it's at $799. So that's a couple of the gifts for the techie in your life that you might want to look at getting for them. So yeah, we've got the tree upstairs, so I'm getting ready for Christmas. I hope that you're getting ready with your families to have a great time. And I want you to remember Kwanzaa. Kwanzaa is coming up. And Kwanzaa ain't no movie. No, it's live. So be sure and stay tuned, stay in touch with KUAW Radio. We're here every Monday from 5 to 5:45. This is the BFTAA and More Show with your host, Louis George Walker. I want you to continue to listen to KUAW Radio because we have a lot of interesting talk programs. We play some old school music, some blues, some smooth jazz. So we have all of that right here. KUAW Radio. KUAW stands for knowledge, understanding, and wisdom. Like us and share us, and you can get in touch with us. Hit us up on Facebook. Hit us up on YouTube. Let us know what you think about the radio station and what we're doing. And if you would like to get involved, we'd like to have you. Yes, you can come and work with us at KUAW Radio. And you don't have to be in town. One of our broadcasters that used to be here, T-Baby, does a show from Houston, Texas, every week. So if you're in Timbuktu, if you're in Kalamazoo, if you're out in LA, if you're in Atlanta, if you'd like to get your podcast or your weekly show on KUAW radio, get in touch with us. If you have some friends and hey, they said they're doing this show, they do this little podcast thing. If you have some young people that you would like to get involved in broadcasting, get in touch with us. We're really wanting to train young people to do some of the broadcasting that we do so that they can have something else that they can put in their pocket as they get ready to go out and into the world. They can say, hey, I've done a little broadcasting. I've worked with screens and mixers and cameras or what have you. So get in touch with the Black Family Technology Awareness Association, BFTAA.org, or KUAW Radio, KUAW.org. Hit us up. We'll be glad to have you. And I also want to say thank you. I'm going to be sending out the thank you notes to all of you that supported the BFTAA on Giving Tuesday. We had a great Giving Tuesday. We raised funds. We appreciate you. We appreciate the support that we get from the general public. And we'll be getting those out this week. I'll be sending out thank yous to everyone who I have ability, if they left a way to contact them. But if you didn't, just continue to watch here because we will thank you for all that you are doing. Thank you for supporting the work that we do here. All right, we'll see you next week on the BFTAA and More show. Now, you can go to our audio side and listen to our audio broadcast. So if you have the TuneIn app, Get Me Radio, if you have a Roku, if you have an Apple Fire, if you have an online radio box or MyTuner, any of those, you go in and search KUAW Radio and you can pick us up. We broadcast our audio side 24/7, 7 days a week. So check us out. This is KUAW Radio. I'm your host, Louis George Walker. Thank you for joining us, and we will see you next week on BFTAA and More. Thank you.